them all the way up to great. And then, life happens. Anyway, let's get into the diddler. And let's get into this indictment. So of course, y'all should know by now that they added a superseding indictment, which means they added more stuff onto the other indictment. So let me just cut to the chase and let you know there were no new charges brought on this superseding indictment, but there were more victims and there were more allegations piled on top of what Diddy had before. So we all know that in the original indictment, Diddy had one victim. And we all know that was Cassie. How did we know it was Cassie? Well, we used our common sense, and on top of that, it detailed the event, and which was 2016. I think I made a mistake and said it was 18 yesterday. 2016, when that hotel shit happened, when Diddy beat the brakes off of Cassie, and just looked like a fucking maniac. We all remember that. So we knew that she was victim one. But y'all, it's now 3 victims. The Flow Club. I like that, Michelle. The Flow Club in the morning. Grab you a Flow Pacino and meet us in the morning. But so look, so Diddy would thinking he was going to try to dismiss this motherfucker. They added 3 more victims. So if he just increased his hot water by three times. He had 1 victim. Now, as much problems as he had before, it just increased to 3 times. So let me get into some of the notes that I took on the indictment. It's kind of like I wanted to just give you like exactly what's different. You know what I mean? Like it can be a little confusing because it's really the same indictment. The only difference is he definitely added. The prosecution definitely added more people. And so one of the people they detailed, one of the victims is the lady, if you remember. Do y'all remember the story in the lawsuit about the lady who said Diddy dangled her over a balcony? And she was friends with Cassie. Y'all remember that story? Y'all remember that lawsuit? If you don't, I'm a refresh your brain. So her name was Bongolin Banna, or Brianna is her real name. She was a fashion show person, right? So what happened was this fashion show lady was working with Diddy. This is what she's claiming. And this is who I strongly believe has to be one of the victims, because in the lawsuit, in the superseding indictment, they said it was a lady, a person who was hung over a balcony in 2016. And this is the same story this lady has. So it's pretty much common sense. This is the lady. Just like we figured out the other one was Cassie. The second victim, or third, I don't know if she's victim 2 or 3. She is the other victim, though, I believe. And this is what happened. She said, let's just call her Brianna, the fashion lady, Brianna. So Brianna said she was staying over Cassie's house with her girlfriend. So it's the fashion person girl, it's the fashion girl, her girlfriend, and Cassie. Okay, and then Combs arrives into the apartment. This is Cassie's apartment, I believe. He came unannounced, unexpectedly, early in the early morning hours. Now, when he was banging on the door, and somehow got in. I don't know if they let him in, but they say after he forcibly entered the apartment, which I'm going to say he broke in when they say forcibly. So I don't know. But anyway, he forcibly entered the apartment, and he allegedly approached the fashion lady on the balcony. He grabbed her from behind. He grabbed her breast. Now imagine he's enraged right now. This is what the story is saying. He's enraged. And so He grabs her, takes Cassie's friend, puts her on the balcony, grabbed her from behind, groped her breast as she told him to stop. And when he moved his hands from her breast, he moved them to her armpits, lifted her up, and held her over a railing on the 17th floor balcony. Y'all, this lady is like 4'11", less than 100 pounds. So just giving you some context. This is a tiny, tiny woman. She said she couldn't fight back. She tried. And she said that Diddy just kept repeatedly screaming, "Do you know what the fuck you just did?" And like I said, she's a little tiny lady. She said she feared for her life. She attempted to resist and was overpowered. Now, the confrontation ended when Cassie finally intervened, screaming at Combs to stop and informing him that the fashion lady's girlfriend was also present in the apartment, which means there were other witnesses. Combs then pulled the fashion lady back over the balcony and allegedly slammed her onto the patio furniture before leaving the scene. Y'all, this is what's been added in the indictment. This victim. So now, like I said, it's 3 victims. It was one victim that was Cassie. And if you remember, Diddy's lawyers was one of their biggest things that they were saying. Oh, everybody, please like it. I forgot to tell y'all that. You know, I'm new to this YouTube thing, but everybody watching, please like it. My YouTube friends told me I had to tell y'all to make sure y'all like it because that helps push it out to more people. So make sure if you're in here, like the live and share it. But anyway, so Diddy's defense, one thing that they was standing 10 toes on was that it was only one victim. And they were like, see, this just is an isolated incident. This is a one victim. This is his girlfriend, or, you know, they had a relationship and it went both ways. And the fact that it's only one victim shows you that there's no case, blah, 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 right? That's what they were standing on for a couple months. That was like their thing. They had their chest out. Now it's 3 victims. So now they got to scrap that whole defense, that whole narrative they was trying to paint. Now they got to scrap that and come with a whole new narrative. I'm going to be honest with y'all. For the money that Diddy's paying for these lawyers, even though he's guilty as hell, I still think his lawyers are terrible. And if you've been following me, if you follow my social media page, you know I've been saying that for a while though, but they seem like they just taking Diddy money for real, because they just throwing shit at the wall and see if it stick. And when you keep having to scrap your whole narrative as a defense team and keep coming with new shit, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. If you Diddy, it's a great sign if you're looking for justice. But if you Diddy and you trying to beat this shit, that ain't a good sign. Grand Rising, Mona, I'm glad you can make it with us today. Get your Flo Pacino for the day. Get your day started. And it's Friday. We made it to it. We made it to another fucking Friday. But yeah, so the defense team, they got problems. And I just got started. It's more shit. It's more shit. Let's see. Did somebody, Shanna said, did I see that they found the Hampton house Diddy owned? Oh, I saw some on that. Yeah, I'm going to look into that over the weekend. So check this out. Let's go on. Now, the fashion lady, because I don't want to keep fucking her name up. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. So that's why I'm calling her the fashion lady, y'all. But her name is Brianna and her last name is spelled Bongolan.